There's actually a very clear connection between the war, which has been a disaster, and our economy, which has been a disaster. The most clear link is the fact that the war, 2003, led to an increase in the price of oil. Futures markets, which look at the demands and supplies going forward, saw that there was going to be an increase in the demand for oil from China, India, even the United States. But they thought that there was going to be an increasing supply that was concomitant with that increase in the demand, particularly from the Middle East, which is the low-cost provider. And so they forecast that the price of oil would remain around $25 a barrel for the next 10 years. Well, the war upset that equation. Now, why is that important? Well, the United States was spending hundreds of billions of dollars in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, other places that are producing oil. In the past, when prices of oil went up like that, as in the 1970s, it caused economic downturns. You're spending that much money abroad, you don't have that much money at home.
We've paid a huge price for George Bush here in the last month. I mean, we've paid a huge price for him for 8 years, but in the last month in particular, we've paid a huge price for having a president who really has behaved like a troll, who comes out of the White House every 4 or 5 days, tells us it's okay, and then disappears into the White House. And the reason we've paid a price is because we haven't had a president who could sit down calmly and clearly and vividly explain to Americans what is the problem we're in and what is solution. And that's why we had all this crazy, messy politics with the House of Representatives rejecting the bailout one day and then coming back 5 days later, people telling you that it's all about Wall Street, it's not about Main Street. And we've paid a huge price for a president who could not speak the English language.
Some Americans believe that they feel they're carrying the burden because of this economy. The economy, they say, is suffering because of this war.
I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that? It has nothing to do with the economy, the war? The spending on the war?
I think actually the spending on the war might help with jobs. Yeah, because we're buying equipment and people are working. I think this economy is down because we built too many houses.
While President Bush claimed the war has nothing to do with the economy, one of the country's leading economists has just published a book that puts an estimated price tag on the war in Iraq. The number may surprise you: $3 trillion.
What they claim as the cost of the Iraq war in the budget is not the full cost. There are the operational costs that everybody understands, but then there are costs hidden elsewhere in the defense budget. But then there are really some very big costs hidden elsewhere, like contractors that have been the subject of such concern. We pay their insurance through the Labor Department. But the most important cost, the budgetary cost, that we haven't talked about publicly, that haven't been talked about, are the costs of veterans, their disability, veterans, health care, that will total hundreds of billions of dollars over the next decades. Then you go beyond that budgetary cost to the cost of the economy. For instance, when somebody gets disabled, the disability pay is just a fraction of what the loss to their family, to the income that they could have otherwise earned. And then you go beyond that to the macroeconomic cost. The fact that the war has been associated with an increasing price of oil. We're spending money on oil exports, Saudi Arabia, other oil exporting countries. That's money that's not being spent here at home.
So do you think America's wasted that money? $1 trillion and rising?
It's worse than wasted. Because today there is more bitterness. We've lost, as I said, the hearts and minds of the people. It will take us a long time to go back to where we were, let alone persuade them that there is an alternative way, a way of becoming integrated in the global society.